We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Kiss my ass.
They're criminals.
It is a hole. You ever been there?
He says what everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped.
All right, everybody, welcome to the October Motor City, Soul City, Clean and Sober Madman. This is the Real America's Voice Spirit Campfire. I had a real spirit campfire. That's probably why I look so smoky-eyed, because my life is one big flame-throwing, roaring, effervescent masculinity spirit campfire. Welcome. Thank you for supporting the Truth, Logic, and Common Sense Daddy. I am, by the way, I was voted unanimously once again the greatest dad in the world. What is more important than being a great dad? And you know, I try. And all my grandkids love Poppy Ted. And they love Grandma Maine, Shemaine. How about Shemaine Nugent? Faith and Freedom on Real America's Voice. You got to tell everybody you know there's a Real America's Voice. And it comes out of this effervescent masculinity, big mouth guitar player from Detroit. I am Detroit Muscle. I am the Motor City Madman, full-time. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. So welcome to the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. I did a Facebook Live this morning. That technology, I cannot figure that out. In fact, I don't know how you can make an internal combustion engine. I couldn't do that. I don't think I could make a toothbrush. Now, in the wilds of Africa in 1978, when I was in the Sudan, running with the Dinka tribe to save my life from the terrorists. They were blowing up. They blew up the Khartoum, it's like a cartoon, the Khartoum, Sudan airport, and they were out to kill all the white people. In fact, they killed everybody. It didn't matter color of skin. It mattered that you weren't a member of the Stone Gangster terrorist organization. And the Dinka tribesmen, they loved me because I was killing vultures with my bow and arrow. Flying overhead, I go zap with a Easton 2117 and a Bear razor head, razor sharp, and I would hit those vultures flying around. You know why there were vultures there? Because Ted Nugent was in town, and sure as can be, there's going to be some gut piles to feast on if you are a hovering vulture. So the Dinka, are you still with me out there? Can you follow this intensity? I'm like Lewis and Clark, and you can be Sacagawea on the front end of my canoe. Speaking of Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea, you know why I'm so effervescent? You know why I'm so happy? I don't feel guilty, but part of my intellect tells me I probably should feel guilty because I'm so damn happy. Jackson, Sadie, and Coco are the world's greatest hunting dogs. And I'm not a bad shot. I got a Beretta Extrema 2 with a Mojo. God bless the Mojo. The Mojo team that make that electronic flop and duck, and they make chokes for my shotgun. And my Beretta Extrema 2, I got a mid-range, which is basically like a modified choke. And what that does is it chokes the exploding shot out of the barrel, and a cylinder choke would allow the shot to spread quickly for close range TimberDoodle hunting. You know what tell me you know what a TimberDoodle is. If we had another child, we'd call him or her TimberDoodle. It's one word, but we'd probably have a capital T and a capital D. And if my RAV team was really on the ball, they would prepare some graphics that shows TimberDoodle with a capital T and a capital D, but one word. Just like Ridge Runner, that's one word. Cluster crank, that's one word. So guys, get that graphic going. My production team. By the way, RAV producers, Ryan and Tony and Shahu, and we got Joe in Denver. I told Joe he should get out of Denver. That's a great Bob Seger song. Get out of Denver, and with great Silver Bullet Band. How about Bob Seger? How about Detroit music? Anyhow, I was talking about TimberDoodles. So the cylinder choke allows the shot to spread quickly. And on TimberDoodles and grouse and doves, I don't use a cylinder choke. I use an improved cylinder. An improved cylinder tightens up the shot a little bit better. Instead of it spreading quickly, Barack, Barack. Oh my God, that is one toxic syllable, isn't it? It's a double syllable. It's like a double. Would that be capital B and a capital R? One word, Barack. What a horrible weasel that guy is. What a leg crossing freak. Like Gavin Newsom. What's with all these Democrats? They're so effeminate. They're so soft. Their hands are like the butt of an infant. So soft, they've never dug into gravel. Do you dig into gravel? So anyhow, a cylinder choke out of the shotgun, and I know most of you aficionados out there would use a 28 gauge side-by-side, or maybe even a 410 if you're really a great shot like Steve Ferris, using Boss ammo. Boss ammo out of Western Michigan. Unbelievable. It's like, what do they call those ancient alloy manipulators? They play with gold and all the different, I can't think of the term right now because I'm stoned on nature. And that's the goal, especially in October. I got 4.5 minutes left, so thank you, Joe. So anyhow, I'm rambling on. So the cylinder choke allows the shot to spread quickly. Low base 9 target, maybe low base light load 8s for those TimberDoodles. But then when you start getting after chuckers and grouse, you want an improved cylinder so it holds the shot together a little bit more. And you still use 8s, maybe 7.5s or European 7-shot, which now as you're getting larger numbers, you're actually getting smaller numbers. 8-shot is real fine. 9-shot is even finer. Nash Buckingham used 12-shot, which is like a snake load in a 22 rimfire. Can you believe I know this stuff? And I'm just a guitar player. So anyhow, I'm using a Mojo mid-range, which is like modified. So it holds the shot together a little bit tighter. And I'm using low base light 6s. Now, the smaller the number, the larger the shot, because it's about how many of the pellets it takes to fill the wad. And that's a whole technology you don't need to know about. All I know is that I got a cock exploder and 2 quail. 2 quail from James Bowler's Quail Heaven. Bowler's Game Bird down there in Mississippi. And a big cock exploder ringneck pheasant from China from Ron Sweet at Ringneck Ranch in Hanover. And we went walking through the pucker brush. So I'm high on tangles and multi-floor rows and gray dogwoods and jack tangle. One word. Capital J, capital T. And Jackson and Sadie and Coco are working in the pucker brush, and I'm cocked, locked, and ready to rock. When I go bird hunting, it's almost like I'm clearing a crack house in Detroit. None of this finger along the side. I got it right on the trigger guard and thumb on the safety, ready to rock. Cockbird, I let him get out a little bit of, because I'm using low base 6s with a modified, a Mojo mid-range choke. This is all fascinating stuff. If you're not a gun guy, you're missing out. I'm a gun guy. I'm a gun nut. So anyhow, the cock exploder, big old ringneck pheasant. What a magnificent bird. What a delicious bird. What a gaudy, what an iridescent piece of feathered artwork the ringneck pheasant is. And I let him put that high vis, the high vis, highly visible day glow sights on the front end of my 32-inch Beretta Extrema 2 with a Mojo mid-range modified choke and low base Remington 6s. And I see the high vis. It takes focus. And I see the cock exploder. And I bring the high vis just in front of the cock exploder's head. Wham, roll that bird. Put the safety back on, and Sadie, Coco, and Jackson are going berserk. If you haven't made your dogs go berserk retrieving a bird today, shame on you. I know you can't do it all the time, but you've got to prioritize like I do. The greatest philosopher of all times was Dirty Harry. You know it's true. Not do you feel lucky, punk, but when he stated the obvious, a good man knows his limitations. You've got to have time to go bird hunting with your dogs. It's October 2025. And when I'm going through the pucker brush, thank you, Jim Knapp, for planting Whitetail Products Gone Wild food plots. This stuff, whitetailproductsgonewild.com. We're going to put that on the screen. We're going to put all this stuff on the screen. Post-production guys, come on, let's get with it. Let's get graphic. Bam, bam, bam. You can do it. You have the technology. I don't. But I have a modified choke and low base 6s, and I got a cock exploder, and I'm going to put Provider seasoning in Drake's batter mix with some flour and some peanut oil. Somebody said peanut oil is seed oil, and it's not good for you. But Steve Ranella, he's a meat eater. He said peanut oil is the way to go. And I've been using peanut oil, a little bit of olive oil on the birds, and then I put them in a bag and shake it up with Drake's batter mix, Provider seasonings, and some flour. Put it in the hot peanut oil. It's candy, but it's good for you. Wild game, the healthiest diet in the world. My name is Ted Nugent, and this is the Real America Voice Spirit Campfire. I'll be back with more of whatever this is in just a minute. You need me. You love me. I love you back.
Through every storm, every moment of uncertainty,
everybody needs to pray for Charlie Kirk right now.
Rav has stood strong.
We're not going to tolerate this stuff anymore.
Turn that anger into motivation to save this nation.
When we move together, there is power.
The cries of this widow will echo like a battle cry.
This is more than news. It's a movement.
This revolution of people taking their countries back.
A turning point. A chance to be part of something greater than yourself. Scan the QR code and stand with Rav. The story isn't over, and neither is your part in it. Step in, be counted, be heard. Together, we are Rav.
We will achieve American greatness. And we are just getting started.
Rav family, we need your help. We reached #1 on these platforms.
Real America's Voice, breaking through the white noise of the mainstream media.
And we helped win the election.
I congratulate Real America's Voice.
Now we have a new goal. Help us get to the top of iHeartRadio. Follow these simple steps. Scan the QR code, download the iHeart app, and follow Real America's Voice. Let's do this together.